Good morning. Welcome to Power Yoga with me. My name is Evie, and thanks to York County YMCA on behalf of having this class. Grab your mat, grab your block, water, coffee, whatever you need, and we'll get started. This morning we're going to start up in standing. So go ahead and just get onto your mat, take those arms up overhead. You're going to clasp your hands together at the top and gently bring that belly forward, lifting up from the chin and the neck. Taking a couple deep breaths. Then I'm going to take my arms out and just do a couple little circles. Just to get my shoulders nice and warmed up before we get started. Let's go ahead and get into child's pose. So you want your knees to be at the edges of your mat, your hips back towards your heels, and your belly to come down onto the mat, or chest lowering to the mat. Forehead connecting to the mat. And your hands are reaching overhead, making contact with the mat. Let's take some deep breaths in through the nose, out through the nose or the mouth. Allow yourself to settle into your child's pose, letting go of any thoughts that might be distracting you from engaging in this practice. Notice how your breath feels coming in through the nose and then being exhaled. Let's go ahead and take another full inhale. On the exhale, come up into your tabletop. And in tabletop, let's just move around a little bit, shaking out the hips, rolling side to side. You can take some cat and cow as well. Keeping in mind that this yoga practice is your practice. I'm here as a guide. So these are suggestions. If something doesn't feel right in your body, don't do it. I'm coming back to my neutral spine tabletop, and this morning I'm going to get into some puppy because my back is feeling like it needs an extra stretch. So for puppy pose, you're going to bring your forearms down to the mat and make sure your knees are still under your hips. You're going to slide your arms forward and rest either cheek or forehead to the mat. So you can see that I still have that stretch going on in the back, but it's a little bit more intense than I would be in a child's pose, but for opposite direction. So I'm going to be here taking a couple deep breaths. I'm relaxing the tops of my feet, pushing into the ground with my arms. I'm just letting this stretch take place in my shoulders and my chest and my back. Slowly gonna come back up. I'm gonna take my time, coming into my tabletop and then moving into downward dog. And in downward dog, movement is always encouraged, especially if it's the first one of the day. Coming up to hands, I'm going to walk on my tippy toes. And coming into ragdoll, finding a fold, finding a little bit of stillness. Take a few moments in this first forward fold to bring your feet under your hips and allowing your heels to root down to the ground and your head to fall forward. Maybe even letting those arms hang or taking a box with your arms. Tap into your breath. Go ahead and take one more deep breath. And let that go. Inhale and come up to stand. Throwing hands together at heart center. And collectively taking 3 community breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Take a big breath in, reach up overhead, and then exhale to fold. Take a halfway lift, and forward fold. Inhale to rise, sweeping the arms out and overhead. A little pipe in here and fold. Halfway lift, forward fold, inhale, and root to rise. Exhale and fold. Halfway lift. Exhale. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. And fold. Let's move through our first chaturanga. Stepping back to a high plank. Keeping the elbows close, slow push up. Sweeping the chest, upward facing dog. And I'm just going to take a moment. Stretch out here in my upward dog. Big breath. Curling the toes, pushing back to the heels, downward dog. And again, coming up to my hands. Mountain walk this one. Halfway lift up. Hold, inhale, and root to rise. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Hold, step or float, chaturanga. Go ahead and do that again. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Root to rise. Do that one more time to hands. And then take a couple resting breaths in downward dog. Walking your toes together behind you. Let's kick up the right foot and open the hip. Flip your dog. Full on wheels here too. It's gonna be a good day, right? Woo. Opposite side, flip dog. Coming back into downward dog. I'm taking child's pose. That wheel got me. One more resting breath. Coming up into tabletop. I think I need to warm up my core a little bit more. So we're going to take opposite foot and hand. Pressing through heel and fingers. Make sure your hips are level. And bring that together into a crunch. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. In. Out. In. And out. In. And out. Last two. In. And out. In. And out. Now stay out. Bend the knee. Reach back for the toes. Stretch. And release. Shake it out. Opposite sides. Nice. Bring it in. Send it out. Last time, bring it in. Send it out, bend the knee, reach back for the toes. And let that go. Take your knees wide. And drop your hips back. Child's pose with a little bit extra. I'm going to stretch off to the right this time. Big breath here. And let that go. Hands reaching off to the left. Make sure you're pushing your hips back towards your heels as best as you can. 2 breaths. Nice. And come up into hero. So bring those knees back under your hips. Up onto the hips, hands to the backside, opening the chest, pushing the belly forward. And release. Go ahead and take one more. We might come back to do that one again later on. And let's go ahead and set up for bridge. Walking your heels in underneath you. Go ahead and lift up for bridge. Pulling, pushing, breathing. And releasing down. Let's shake those knees out side to side or hug to your chest. And going back up for bridge pose. I'm going to lift a foot up this time just to warm up my glutes a little bit more. Pressing, breathing, stabilizing. And come all the way down. Shake out the knees. Got one more here. Back up into bridge. Option to lift your other foot up. Activating all those muscles in the backside. Getting ready for our vinyasa. And release. Let's hug knees to chest this time. Rocking side to side. And rocking forward, making our way into downward facing dog. And from downward dog, take those right toes to the sky. Inhale, exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, toes left. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, toes lift. Exhale, knee to nose. Stepping in. And drop to the back knee. Inhale, reach up. Just pause. Opening up from that left side hip. Opening chest. And then going back into downward facing dog. Left toes lift. Inhale, exhale, knee to nose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, step in. Drop to the back knee, lift up. One more big breath. And let that go. Big breath in. Empty out. Step up to your hands for chair. Let's go ahead and fold forward to release. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, sinking back down into your chair. Let's go ahead and twist to one side. Release. Inhale, root to rise. Have a seat chair. Twist to your opposite side. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. Chair pose. Stay with your chair. Use your breath. Lift your chest. Forward fold. Release. Take ragdoll here. Release your hands to the ground. Step your left foot back. Warrior one. Humble warrior. Bring your hands forward, step your back foot up, coming to a forward fold. Halfway lift up, forward fold. Step your right foot back, warrior one. Now warrior. Warrior one. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Warrior one, right side. Double warrior. Warrior one. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Warrior one, other side. I'm a warrior. Warrior one. And forward fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Jump back, chaturanga. Child's pose. Downward dog. Warrior one on the right. Sorry. Warrior two. Oh boy. Here we go, reverse. Triangle. So here I want you to turn your hips open, looking up. Getting that leg. And then inhale up, flat-pointed star. Turn your toes to one direction. Let's take the hands behind the back. Inhale. Lift the chin, open the chest. Exhale, fold. And then let's come back up to that five-pointed star. Turning into warrior two once more on the right. Inhale, reverse. Chaturanga, release. Left side, warrior two. Reverse. Triangle pose. So hips are open. Turn, you can use your shin or knee. Back up, five-pointed star. Inhale. Exhale, fold. High belt arms. Soft knees. Swing it out. Full on side lunge, Cusack stretch if you want it. Ooh. If you're doing any strength training, this is an excellent stretch for your inner thighs called Cusack stretch. You can also do this with some kettlebells. Use your hands as a guide. Let's come back into our wide standing straddle. Bring the feet in just a little bit. And let's soften the knees, turn the toes out, sink down into your thighs, and just gently roll shoulders to the center. Come back into your warrior two, left foot leading. Settling into warrior two, inhale, reverse. Completing this with a chaturanga. Nice. Pedal out your feet, take a couple breaths. See if you can just stay in your downward dog as opposed to moving into a child's pose. I know maybe your heart rate's up, maybe you're sweating a little bit. Just be with it here. Active recovery. Walk your feet wide, come into a gutta squat. And let's go ahead and shake out the hips. Go back into your gutta squat or pose. And make your way out into a high plank when you're complete. So with your high plank, I want you to drop your hips low. Not like this, nice long plank. So hips are still a little lifted, but your butt's not in the air and your hips aren't drooping towards your mat. Take a big breath here and then let that go moving through your chaturanga. And then roll out again. High plank into a side plank. Got this. Take a couple deep breaths. Maybe you want to lift those toes. Nice. Come back to center. Take your opposite side plank. And come back to center. Woo. Come down onto your belly. Nice work. Take a couple breaths here to reset. Just rest your forehead or your cheek to the mat. Shoulders, chest, belly, legs, tops of your feet are resting on the mat. Start to kick your feet back, lifting them off the mat, taking your chest and arms back, lifting your chin, focus nose. Really tap into your breath for locust pose. Two more. Nice work. Back up, locust pose. 5 deep breaths. And let it go. Windshield wiper your feet. And reach back through your ankles. Flip up. And make sure your knees are close together. gonna go for 2 of those. Back up into your floor bow. Knees come together. Let go. Nice. Let's kick out the feet a little bit here. Woo. Coming into a Sphinx pose. Arms under the mat. Chest gets lifted up. And moving into dolphin pose. So staying on your forearms, bending your knees, walking into that dolphin pose. It's a great handstand or headstand prep. Child's pose. All right, from child's pose, we're going to come back into bridge or wheel. Just taking one round here. Bridge or wheel. Here we go. Up and at 'em. Bridge or wheel. Crunches. Here we go. Stay with your breath. Just easy crunches, hands up by the temples. Tuck your chin. Move into bicycles. Bring your feet up off the ground, legs are at 90 degrees. Keep your elbows wide and twist. Nice. Couple more. Bicycles. And stretch it out. Arms overhead. Good morning stretch. Let those abs relax. And then take your feet up for waterfall. Hands under the hips for this waterfall. Press your back to the floor. Take some deep breaths. Let those core muscles continue to work. Feel what you feel. Take another deep breath, and on your exhale, lower your feet down towards the floor, but not to rest, simply to visit, and then bring them back up with your inhale. We're going to continue to drop the feet down towards the floor and bring them back up. Just do your best. If you find this is uncomfortable, try bending your knees or try something completely different. We are working core, so if you want to stay on topic, we are working the core. Big gulps of air here. Come back into your waterfall. Take Take your hands up towards your toes. Ooh, bend the knees, press into the legs, and push your legs into your hands. This really strengthens the core. Come on, breathe with me here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Take those arms out, drop your knees off to the right side. Simple twist. Nice release. Big breaths of air here. And bring those knees to the left side. And then bring your knees back to center. Hug them in. Get that nice big juicy stretch behind you. Ooh. Good. Bring the soles of your feet together. And hands come up to the temples. Begin to crunch. Pause. Hi, kitty. My coach is coming. Come on. Hop into those crunches. Couple more. Yep. Couple more. 3, 2, 1 more. Nice. Hi. Hug the knees to the chest and rock it out. Hello. Rock it out. And then we're going to come forward, making our way to downward dog. Checking in with downward dog. Pedaling out the feet. Checking in with your abs. Take the right toes to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Step into crescent lunge. Remember, you can come from a modified crescent if you need to drop to the back knee. Settling in, take your hands to heart and twist to your right. And let's breathe here for 3. And release. Chaturanga or downward facing dog. Left toes lift up. Crescent lunge. Settling in, reaching up, taking a breath, twisting to your left. Coming back into your downward dog, moving through chaturanga if you'd like. From here, we're going to move into half pigeon. Right toes lift up, knee to nose, chin to the top of the mat. Settle again. You can't see her, but my cat is literally right in front of the computer. And it's the cutest thing. Alright, so this morning I'm thinking I need a little extra on my pigeon. So I'm going to take my block. You could also use a rolled up towel and just wedge it there. And coming down into that pigeon, holding for a few breaths. Continue to breathe as you settle into your pigeon. And remember, this is also a posture that you could take on your back. Let's go ahead and take a few deep breaths as we start to move Before we exit, I want to just add that you can have a little fun here in your pigeon, bending your back knee, reaching for the back toes, either side, doesn't matter. It's kind of fun. Nice quad stretch. And move into your downward dog to reset. Left foot lifts up, left pigeon. Not feeling the need for block on this side. Do your best just to stretch out into your half pigeon either here or on your back. And then get into your breath. Allow your mind just to focus on your breath. And let's come up. Again, feel free to bend the back knee, reaching for your toes, stretching out to the quad. And resetting in downward dog. From here, we're going to come all the way up to our forward fold, taking a halfway lift up. And forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. Taking tree pose. Coming back down to the ground. Having completed both sides for tree pose, hip mountain. Reset in your breath. And when you're ready, move into eagle pose. Right side, followed by the left side. Wrapping up nice and tight, thighs squeezing together, working to get your foot wrapped around your calf. With those arms lifted up, let's move into airplane pose, drawing that top knee up. Think about pushing through your back heel. Chest stays lifted. Nice. Warrior three. Reach forward. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. With eagle on your left. Airplane pose. forward fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold, king chair. Hands to heart, twist to your right or your left. Bird of paradise. And forward. Halfway lift. Fold, king chair. Twist to your left. Bird of paradise. Forward fold. These fingers around the big toes. Halfway lift. Forward. Yogi's choice. Any posture you've been wanting to practice. When you're complete, we'll meet up on our back. Burn some Raj Champa this morning. Clear the air. Prepare for Savasana. So if you can't tell, grab a piece of incense. This is something that, burning incense is something that I enjoy immensely, especially during yoga practice if I need to clear the air or clear my mind to prepare for Savasana. Another thing that is great for clearing the air is bundles of sage. You can also burn a candle. Let's go ahead and get onto our backs. Let's hug the right knee in. And open that right side. You can keep your left leg bent or you could straighten it out. It's up to you. Go ahead and reach for those right toes or the inside of your right foot. Stretch out your hamstring. It's a little bit easier with the left knee bent. Try that on the other side. Hugging the knee in, pulling up towards that inner armpit, reaching for the inside of your foot or your toes. Stretching out your leg. Hopefully you've got room. And taking these side to side. You can let your feet go really wide on the mat so that they can kind of congregate together here. You can see it's a really nice stretch on the front of the body. Let's hug knees to chest, rock up to seated. This morning I'm going to show you fish pose. If you have a block or a rolled up towel, go ahead and lay that behind you. Not so wide book would also work. So the key to getting into that is gently. Sort of make sure that block is between your shoulder blades. If it's too far down your back, it might feel like a pinch. So just start to ease over the block. See how it feels. And then if you need to reset, by all means reset. It should not feel painful or pinchy. It might feel a little weird up. And just move around until you find that sweet spot. This allows your chest to open, allows some space in your lats on your back side. And it's incredibly relaxing. Let's go ahead and get into this posture, taking some deep breaths. And if you're at home and you're not able to do it, that's okay too. Allowing ourselves to wind down from our power yoga practice to get into our savasana where we practice breath and meditation. And then if you are visiting Fish Pose and you want to get out, just roll to the side so that you're not overstraining your neck and move that block out of the way. Feel free at this time to take any final stretches, those stretches that you like in your practice, such as happy baby pose, plow pose, shoulder stand pose, yogi pose, any postures that you like. And we'll just hang out for a few moments, finishing up our motion, getting out all of those little things that want to move around, allowing your thoughts to release so that you can rest. Just take a moment to finish up your stretches as I read today's meditation. And we're going to take these words with us to our savasana. Savasana being the final rest practice. Sometimes the road gets rough. Don't be dismayed when you come to a pothole, a detour, a stretch of rough and rocky road. Don't be surprised. Slow down a little. Be patient. It's not the whole journey. It's not the way it'll always be. But it is part of your journey too. Part of your journey to your heart and soul. Even when we're living with joy and freedom, we continue to learn, grow, feel, experience. And the road can still get rough. Happiness doesn't mean feeling gleeful all the time. Happiness doesn't mean the road we're traveling is always smooth. Happiness means feeling all we need to feel and accepting each part of the journey, even the changes of course and direction. Feel all your feelings. Feel your fear and frustration about slowing down, then settle in for the ride. You may not be going as fast as you'd like, but the journey hasn't stopped. You're not doing anything wrong. You are going slower, but you're still moving forward. It's something interesting to think about. Let's go ahead and stretch out on our backs. Taking up that space, allowing your legs and arms the space to lay out onto the ground. Might feel good to turn your head side to side and start to close your eyes. Allow yourself a deep breath through the nose and allow yourself to become heavy on the mat. Give yourself permission to just lie still, to be heavy, maybe even thinking about the words from the meditation. Maybe thinking about different ways and directions your life has taken. Continue to notice your breath. as you lay in stillness. Just take a deep breath in through the nose. Sigh out from your mouth. Start to wiggle your toes and fingers. Bringing motion back into your body. Then rolling to your right side when you're ready. When you're ready, make your way up to seated. Take a big breath in, reaching your hands up overhead and drawing your palms together at heart center. And collectively, we'll finish with 3 community breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Thank you for sharing your practice with me this morning, and thank you to the York YMCA on behalf of this class. My name is Abby. Thank you for joining me for Power Yoga. Namaste. Have an awesome day. I'll see you soon.